back. This is the 8th inning now of Dirty Dozens, the nitty gritty. We've made some controversial choices. I'm Jim Trovo, Kolyova, the baseball nerd. I'm joined by
Cincinnati Dennis from the Cincinnati Razorback Room.
Let's just get into it, man. Let's just go. Let's just do it.
I'm all over this because we got the kid up on the screen right now.
Yeah.
He's up there right now, number 24. This is going to be player number 13 through 24. So we're getting to the final 25. 25 was Alexander, Grover Cleveland Alexander, and now we're getting into the top 25. The second guy is the kid from Seattle, from Cincinnati, Ken Griffey Jr.
And I think the more that people look at him through the course of the years, he starts to grow on this list and increase in spots. Because I know towards the end of his career, when he had all those injuries, a la probably Mike Trout, especially like the last 8 years of his career, right? People were looking at him being like, is this guy as good as we thought he was? But if you look at Ken Griffey Jr. in the 90s, like there was nobody better.
Well, the most famous thing Griffey does is score on that double down the line by Edgar Martinez, and then everybody dogpiles him. That's his most famous moment. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that moment. And that jumping into the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. 5.1 WAR, 83.8 lifetime, home run titles. But the thing about Griffey is that you just had to watch him to understand the magic. You know, when you watch Ken Griffey was a spectacle, right? You stop everything when he's at bat type of guy, right? That's who he was.
Okay, I got one Ken Griffey story, and then we'll go to the next guy. In 1997, maybe it was 98, we went to a Kansas City Royals, Seattle Mariners baseball game. And we got to sit in the owner's box. And Ken Griffey Jr. was up to bat. And the pitcher was Kevin Apier for the Kansas City Royals. I'll never forget this. We were only maybe 60 or 70 feet away from home plate, right on the front row. And he had a 2-2 count. And the umpire called the next pitch a ball, and it was right down the middle. I mean, it was right down the middle. But he didn't call out Griffey. And I yelled out there, and I to this day, I believe he heard it. I yelled out there, "You've got to ring him up. He's not Michael Jordan." And this is back in the Jordan heyday. The next pitch, Griffey hits the Lay's potato chip sign over the right field fence in Kansas City. And I'll swear it to my grave, as he rounded third and was looking at home plate, he pointed at me. I'll swear it to the day I die. He pointed at me with the big old kid grin on his face. Didn't have to say anything because, yes, at that time, he was Michael Jordan. Yes, he was.
If you grew up a 90s kid, he was your guy.
He was your guy. And he some people are going to say we're a little low on this, but the guy's in the top 25. And when you hear these next names,
bad, and it's a bad backslide. It's a bad backslide. I mean, honestly, I think the biggest mistake he ever did in his career was go to Cincinnati.
I really agree with you right there. I totally agree with you. And he kept getting hurt there on non-contact injuries. What could have been? The guy still had 600 homers.
Yeah.
What a ball player.
Yeah.
Everybody's favorite player during the 90s. Everybody's favorite player. We go to player number 23, the Beast.
Jimmy Fox.
Is he better than Griffey?
Oh yeah, like definitely a better hitter.
Oh, goodness gracious. This guy is the Beast. And his card shows it too. Those guns he's got, ripping the sleeves out of his uniform.
3-time MVP, led the league in home runs 4 times, RBIs 3 times, strikeouts quite a bit. For a first baseman, his average WAR is 6.4. For a first baseman,
yeah.
I
mean, you're expected to be the man at first base, and this guy was the man.
Absolutely,
he was world champion. Tremendous. He got traded to the Red Sox, which I think it was basically sold. Connie Mack liquidated the team again and got rid of Simmons and got rid of Grove, got rid of Fox. Fox had 58 homers while he was with the Red Sox, I believe, right?
Yeah, he did.
It was 58 with the Red Sox.
58 with Philadelphia, excuse me.
Was it with Philadelphia?
Yeah, he did hit 50 with Boston though, in 1938.
Okay. He hit 50 with the
And
Reds.
if you've ever seen a movie called A League of Their Own, Tom Hanks's character, he's called Jimmy Dugan, I believe, in the movie. However, they did base that character off of Jimmy Fox.
Hey, we can't say enough about this guy.
Yep.
What a ball player, and one of the best ever. Well, he's coming in at number 23, but now we go to one better than that, number 22. And now, like you said, you talked about last time we were getting this so controversial. This one's going to start some controversy.
Yeah.
Pedro Martinez comes in at number 22.
Yeah, I'm hyper on Pedro. I think he's one of the best pitchers of all time. I think there's a handful of guys, a couple more guys better than he is, just because of longevity sakes or more innings pitched sakes, I guess. But from the late 90s until the early 2000s, 2005, I guess, like mid 2000s, who is better than Pedro Martinez?
Nobody.
From that late 90s, early 2000s span, he was the best.
And even when he was with Montreal.
Yeah.
When he was with Montreal in 94, he was having, like, I think maybe the best season ever in 94. Wins the Cy Young with the Red Sox, what, twice?
Twice with the Sox, one time with the Expos, yeah.
Yeah, this guy, what can you say about him? 293 lifetime ERA. Here's what gets you. Batting average against Pedro Martinez is 208.
Yeah.
That's just stupid. What a pitcher.
I mean, his K per 9 lifetime is 10.
10.
For a starting pitcher is phenomenal.
Yeah, unbelievable.
ERA plus 154. At his peak, he was in the 200s.
Yes, and for more than 1 year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Several. He had in 2000, he had an ERA plus of 291. I think that might have been the year his ERA was 174 and the league was almost 5.
Yes. I mean, this guy was unhittable. Oh, his big moment. You got to talk about his big moment. All-Star game.
Well, he has a few of them. I think there's one more I like better.
Where he knocked down Don Zimmer.
Yeah.
Well, Don Zimmer went to my high school, so everybody fights for the game. I
also thought the mini Pedro was funny too. Like he had this little guy, this little person with him that it was mini Pedro.
Yeah, but the most famous thing for Pedro is, who's your daddy?
Hey.
He could not beat the Yankees, man.
Yeah, but he was helpful in the curse being lifted, though. So.
He sure was. Yeah. Pedro comes in at number 22. I'm going to number 21. Are you ready for this? Not a Hall of Famer yet.
Will be.
2 years. The Machine, Albert Pujols. What a ball player. Oh,
Is this guy low? Or do we have him placed?
Do you know why he's this low as that last 5 years?
It's the final slide. The final slide gets him every time, man.
Gets him every time. It does. If you have a final slide of 1 or 2 years, you're going to be higher.
Yeah.
But when you have a slide of 5 to 7 years like Pujols does.
And Griffey.
But still, we're talking top 25, man.
Okay, but Pujols from 2001 to let's just say 2009, right? We'll put 10 in there as well. Pujols, for those 10 years of Albert Pujols' career, he was a 330 batting average guy, 420 OBP, 624 slug, over 1,000 OPS, 172 OPS plus for the 10 years of his prime.
10 years.
For 10 years of his prime.
Yeah.
3-time MVP in that span, Rookie of the Year, World Series title. He led the league in WAR, and this is after Bonds goes away. So he led the league in WAR from 2005 to 2010. He was the highest WAR player every year.
And he was the best player.
Yeah. In
those years. My one story about Albert Pujols, I have a friend that was a major league umpire, and he was doing spring training, and then he was down in A-ball. And he called to our store and said, Dennis and Brian, I'm watching a guy right now who's the real deal. He's an 18-year-old kid in Class A baseball. And his name is Albert Pujols. That's what they were calling him in Florida, Pujols. And that was his very first year in pro ball. And later that year, he was playing for St. Louis. He spent that was it. I mean, and this guy said, you need to see this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what a ball player.
Yeah.
And the machine. He was the machine.
And I do love his very last season where he has a comeback year.
That was cool.
And has a great year for the Cardinals, goes out a Cardinal, gets his 700th home run.
You got to hit these last at bat. Got a base hit.
He only leads Major League Baseball in one statistical category, though.
That's a great one too. He took it over from Cal Ripken Jr.
Yeah, he's lifetime leader of grounded into double plays.
That's because he hits the ball so hard and can't run.
Yeah, he could run back when he was younger.
He could. Okay, Albert Pujols coming in at 21. Are you ready for the top 20?
Top 20. Here we go.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you want to watch the top 20, you need to like and subscribe to what we're doing. DenGent Games, we need you. Come on in at number 20. I'm going to go with the writing first. Bigger Than Life, and they named the award after him that all the pitchers won.
I honestly think that our next two choices, this will be controversial as well. We got Cy Young up for number 20. He has entered our top 20. And yes, this guy should be in the top 20. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, dude, why don't you have him as the greatest pitcher of all time?
And we're going to talk about that.
We've got to talk about it.
But right now, we've got him at number 20, and let's just put him up there at number 20 of what he did.
Like, I'm looking back at it. I'm like, he's got a WAR in 1892 of 13.9 and 11.2 in 93, then 12. I see one at 12.4, 10.1. Even when he was 41 years old, he had a WAR of 9.4 with Boston.
Okay, here's the killer about this guy.
Good grief.
He only pitches for 22 years. Only. But he wins 511 games. Do the math, folks. Do the math.
I think
the average is 25 wins a year.
I would say like about 100 of those wins probably come from, coming in at relief. Because if you look at his numbers of games started versus games played, like especially from 1891 to 1898, he has tons of relief appearances.
Yeah, you had him in some of those cards in your decades. He was an S12.
Yeah, because he just can throw a lot. He throws over like his first, when he's like 24 years old, this is his first 400 inning season. He had 4 consecutive 400 inning seasons. And then a mere 369 in 1895, and then back to 400 in 1896.
And they named the award after him.
He didn't pitch under 300 innings a season. I mean, his first year in 1890, he had 147. He's a rookie. You got to give him some leeway there. But he didn't pitch under 300 innings again in his career until he was 39 years old. And he pitched just a mere 287 innings. But then the next year after that, in his year 40 season, he had 343 innings pitched.
What a guy.
Yeah.
And, the guy lost more games than any pitcher coming into baseball today will win.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's why I think there's people are better than him, right? There are pitchers that have just as equal longevity, maybe not as crazy as his, because like you have to look at the 1890s and the 1880s with a grain of salt, right? And in the early 1900s, baseball was a different entity back then. Okay, right. That you could use pitchers like that way longer. He probably would not have been anything like that if he pitched a decade later. His WHIP can be beaten by people. His ERA plus can be beaten by people. His strikeout totals can be beaten by people. So like there's other soft factors, I think, that go with some other guys that edge them out over Cy Young for me.
I really think he's in the top 5 pitchers of all time, but there's better ones.
Well, let's talk about another one then.
Let's go to player number 19.
Because there's 2 more on this list.
Oh, good grief. Here we go.
Player number 19. One of my teenage year guys, I think.
Mad Dog.
Greg Maddux.
And he won a lot of Cy Young awards.
He did 4 in a row.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, this guy, though, why are we putting Greg Maddux ahead of Cy Young? That's kind of crazy. We did it, but let's figure out why we did it.
Sounds like the thing we need to do.
So why do you think we put Greg Maddux ahead of Cy Young?
I think it's because he pitched in a live ball era. He still completed games. He was the best pitcher of his time. without a doubt. He was the best pitcher in his league. He goes up against Clemens, he goes up against Pedro,
Yeah.
but he's the best pitcher in the National League for 10 years.
And he did it without dominating stuff to start off. And then he became, the professor, right? That's what they call him.
Right.
I just foresee him as the best because of which in the era he played, right? He played during peak steroid baseball. And
through 85.
Yes. Now his WAR is nowhere near as high as Cy Young's, because Cy Young's is crazy in the 160s realm, right? But again, I think that Cy Young, it's skewed because of the era played, and this is where I kind of adjust it because of Greg Maddox's era. I think Greg Maddux played in a tougher offensive era. He played in a huge offensive era, as where Cy Young did not, right?
Right. We're hitting home runs. We're hitting home runs in Maddox's era.
And Maddox, was it 15 years in a row, had 15 or more victories, and like the way they use pitchers, you're out by the 6th or 7th. But Maddox,
he even has more consecutive 15-game win seasons than Cy Young. I mean, you could count on him every year, going to win 15 to 20 games. And they say that his one Cy Young season where he was, I believe it was 19-4, 19-2, might have been the best pitching season by any pitcher ever.
94. Yeah.
Just unbelievable.
So I think Maddox edges him out just because of era played, not because of hard stats.
I say we stay with pitchers and let's go to player number 18.
Okay.
It just keeps getting better. It's Christy Mathewson.
And we put him ahead of Cy Young as well.
And ahead of Greg Maddux.
Wow.
Could you and those three pitchers right there could be in any of those orders, couldn't they? I mean, you could put them.
I think you could.
You could put them 18, 19, and 20, and you'd be right.
I also think we also use their stats for their cards as ranking these guys as well, because in our game, and you got to remember, this is for Star Power Baseball, right? And so in our game, cards matter, right? And Cy Young is not as powerful as card as Maddux or Mathewson, in my opinion. Like Mathewson and Maddux edge him out. Now, the reason I put Mathewson above Maddux just slightly is because I thought you're still in a dead ball era, right? But the rules for the game are a little bit more concrete and a little bit more relative to what they are now, right? They play the game differently. You're playing dead ball, you're playing small ball, you're running around, not a lot of power, but the rules are more intact of what they resemble the rules today, or in the 90s, basically.
Correct. And it doesn't matter who you're putting 18th, 19th, or 20th. These guys are top 20, and they could be any of those numbers. Mathewson tied for the most wins ever in the National League with a guy that finished at 25, Grover Alexander.
Yeah.
At 373 wins in the National League.
Yeah.
What a great player. However, what a tragic ending for him. He went over to World War I, breathed in some of that mustard gas, and died a very early death because of some lung disease. He
was also one of the former players to uncover the White Sox 1919 scandal.
He was. You know that he was the manager of the Cincinnati Reds for a year or two?
Yeah.
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 What a great thing. Okay. Christy,
tell us what you think, folks. Like, that's our 3 back-to-back pitcher picks.
The three-headed monster at 18, 19, and 20.
Yeah.
And they're all fantastic. I'll tell you this much. I'm drafting any of them I can get for my star power. Let's go to player number 17, and we're going to get into a big controversy right here.
They just all are.
This is the Iron Horse. This is the pride of the Yankees.
Oh my gosh, especially with our next pick.
This is Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig, man. Lou Gehrig coming in at number, what is this, 16?
17.
17?
Number 17.
Oh,
Baseball's a game where we identify with numbers. When I give you a number, you immediately associate it with a player. I'll say 511, and immediately Cy Young comes to your mind. And Lou Gehrig is one of those when you say 2130. That's it.
Yeah, the original Iron Man. and
Yes.
RBI, probably one of the best probably the best RBI guy to ever play
All right, we'll give you why he's the best RBI guy ever.
because he
In
played for the
19,
Yankees.
no. In 1927, he had, I want to say it was 175 RBIs in 1927. Am I right?
173.
173 RBIs. He batted fourth in the Yankees lineup. 60 times when he came to bat, Babe Ruth had cleared the bases, and he still drove in 173 runs.
So if it wasn't for Babe Ruth, he might have had 200.
He would have hit. Well, if Babe didn't, if let's just say Babe, instead of those 60 homers, 20 of them are doubles.
In 1931, he had 185.
This is a machine, man.
He had over 164 different times.
This is a machine.
Yeah.
And a Columbia University guy, just a tremendous ball player. And he was played by Gary Cooper in the movie called The Pride of the Yankees. And Babe Ruth was played by William Bendix. That's all I need to say. But Lou is one of our favorite cards to use in Star Power Baseball, and he is a just tremendous player coming in at number 17. We ready to go to the next one?
Oh, yeah.
You talked about controversy
we're
in the
gonna get
last
some hate
one.
on this one, I bet.
You talked about controversy in the last one. Well, here we go. This guy has two cards. This guy is a two-way player. Is our second one coming in.
Player.
And he is the two-way player of today. Gentry and I had a big discussion about this.
Yeah, so we're going to discuss it now. I am for this guy being this high. Shohei Ohtani is our number 16 player of all time. And why don't you tell me first why you don't want him?
Okay, I would have him in the top 108. I just think, and you have convinced me otherwise, and so has Yordan Alvarez. You have convinced me that DH is a legitimate position on the field. He is legitimate. No, he doesn't play where the ball's coming to him. He plays where the ball's going away from him. But he is the best in the game at it. So I am now sold that DH is a position on the field. It's a definite position. And is it as important as left field? Yes, it is. Is it important as right field? Yes, it is. Shohei, the more I'm looking at it, the more he deserves to be right where he is.
Okay, so you're not giving me a negative argument then.
I am not. I am going with you. I am going with you all the way here. And Shohei, you know that our max is 25 points is what we max out star power. Shohei has two cards, and they are both 18 points apiece. So he would be a 36-point player if you were going to draft him as such. Okay. Yeah. However, he's 25, so that's a steal. If you get Shohei Ohtani and you get a chance to draft him in a league, you get both cards for 25 points. And if you're looking at your screen right now, you're seeing both of the cards because I've got them both going back and forth, and he's just evil.
Okay, so Shohei Ohtani is seeking to become the greatest player of all time. And from the get-go, like when he came over from Japan to the major leagues, very young at 23, okay, not like some other imports such as Ichiro, who was already 27, already established. Shohei had been around for a bit, but he came over at a particularly young age, right? 23 is about when most players start getting called up if they're good, right? So Shohei comes over at 23 years of age, and he's good, right? Then he gets injured, right? So he has a couple seasons where he's doing his pitching and hitting thing. He's doing pretty well with it. He gets injured. 2020 happens. And then the 2021 season comes along and he wins his first MVP, right? And in that MVP season, I look at him. He's a 250 hitter, but he's like got an OPS of 157. He's stealing 26 bases. And is he pitching in 2021? Are you pitching in 2021, Shohei? Where you at? Yes, he was pitching in 2021. He threw 130 innings. Okay. So that gave him his first MVP, right? Where it's like, hey, this guy tossed on 30 innings and was an elite hitter. So first MVP. His second MVP should have been 2022, but Aaron Judge won that one because he hit over 60 home runs. Okay. I, at the time, thought I still think Judge should have won it, but like, hey, Shohei was fourth in the Cy Young Award and second in the MVP in the 2022 season. Then 2023 comes along his last year with the Angels, pitches even more, throws 100 and, oh my gosh, I just went away from it. Throws 2023, 132 innings pitched. And then his offensive numbers for 2023 were just really, really good. 40-something home runs, led the league in OBP, led the league in slugging, led in OPS, OPS plus, and tons of stuff, right? Gets traded to the Dodgers, becomes a $700 million player, doesn't pitch his first season, but he has the league's first ever 50-50 year. And like we were all just like, this guy actually did it. This is crazy.
He's Tommy Johning that year, correct?
Yeah, he was coming back from Tommy John.
Tommy John, yeah.
So 25, he wins it again, and the MVP again. 26, he looks like he's probably going to win it again. His pitching regiment's going to slow down a little bit because of his knee, but this guy is looking to become the best player ever. Nobody in the history of the game has done what this guy has done. Nobody has pitched and hit at a high major league level at the same time, year in and year out. Now, is he going to throw 200 innings a season? No, you don't need him to, right? You need him to just go bat in that leadoff spot as DH and give me 100 to 150 innings pitching. That's what you need from Shohei.
Where the controversy is going to come in from all of you out there is until you come around to what I believe, that the DH is a legitimate position. You're not going to have Shohei here.
Well, I mean, you start looking at people like David Ortiz and Edgar Martinez. They're not on our list, but they're legit DHs. They're in the Hall of Fame, even though they were just a DH.
And the Hall of Fame is recognizing that as a position.
And we already named a couple guys in our previous list that were a DH
Frank Thomas
and Jim Thome, who are DHs for the back half of their careers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, the DH is a legitimate position. Is it as valuable as a shortstop? No. Is it as valuable as a left fielder?
Yes.
It's comparable. But the defensive nerds are going to come out and say, no, like defense is super important. I'm like, well, an average left fielder makes 2 outs per game. Right. So, I mean, and if Shohei's pitching, 20 something ball games a year, Shohei's making way more outs than that guy.
Yeah.
As a pitcher.
Yes. And he's still batting when he pitches because they stopped that this year.
No, it's off and on. It's off and on.
It's off and on.
Yeah.
But okay, we're going to get some flack on player number 16, Shohei Ohtani.
I think it's more of a projection for me. I think we drop him to 16, but I do think this guy has ambition to be the best player that lived. I think by the time this guy retires, if he still pitches and still does what he's doing, he might crack the top 10.
If he gets 100 pitching wins, that would be more than Babe Ruth.
Why does he need the wins, though?
I'm just saying that's how a lot of people measure. And if he hits 700, and if he hits 700 home runs, which he's on pace to hit 600,
he's not going to hit 700 home runs. I think
if he does.
I think this. If he just pitches throughout the next 5 or 6, like he'll probably take a year off sometimes just to like rest. But if he continues his offensive output, hits up over 500 home runs, and can win 75 ball games, he'll crack the top 10.
All right. Well, people are going to talk about that one. So let's go to player number 15. And this one, I don't think we're going to get any flack on at all. But some people are going to say he's the greatest second baseman of all time. And that's Rogers Hornsby.
Greatest hitting second baseman.
Well, overall second baseman. Because he's an average fielder and well above average hitter. He's got an average 9.1 WAR.
He's an elite hitter. Yeah. Elite.
Yes.
He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seasons of 10 or plus higher WAR.
And here you go. If you'll look at batting averages, I want to say between 1922 and 1926, his batting average for those 5 years was over 400.
You can also put his average. You can probably put 19.
It's a 5-year period where he averaged over 400. 21 through 24 or 22 through 25.
21 to 25.
And he's over 400 batting
19
average.
For 5 consecutive seasons, he averaged over 400.
I call that a pretty good peak.
Yeah.
I call that a pretty good peak.
Yeah.
Yes. Hornsby was not a pleasant man, and I'll just give you one story about player number 15 before we move on. Player number 15 was the manager that brought in player number 25 to record that out against Lazzeri. He was playing second base for the Cardinals, and he brought in Grover Alexander to get the out. And the Cardinals win the World Series in 7 games in 1926. And in the offseason, they traded him. They traded him to the New York Giants for Frank Frisch.
Yep.
How can you trade this guy for Frisch?
I don't know.
They did. They did.
Maybe people
Anyway.
didn't like him.
Rogers Hornsby, what a ball player.
Yep.
I've got him in a Cardinals uniform on this card.
And that was our number 15.
Number 15, and now we're getting into players right now that everybody's going, why don't you have him higher? Why don't you have him higher? Because the next player is Stan Musial at number 14.
Stan Musial, number 14.
How can you not have him at number 1, 2, or 3? Because he's number 14. That's why.
Yeah.
Stan the man.
Yeah.
Played for one team. Played for the St. Louis Cardinals for 23 years.
Same number of hits at home and at away.
Yes, same. Oh, this guy just Stan the man.
Yeah. No, he led the league in batting several times, different statistical categories, won multiple World Series, won multiple MVPs, 3 of them. So he had 3 years.
Was definitely a war veteran too.
He had 3 years in a row from 1949 to 1951 where he was the second place MVP candidate. And then,
Yes,
so like he could have won at least 6 or 7 MVPs. He was pretty close to being there.
Well, we know that Cardinal fans out there are thinking, why is this guy higher? Why isn't this guy higher? Because there's 13 players up above him.
Guys that you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I can see it. I can see
it. I can see it. But Stan Musial's lifetime 331 average and 976 OPS is among the highest of all time. Yep. He's right there. The guy is fantastic. But what position do you put him at? If he's on your all-time team and you have Musial out there, let's say all-time National League, what position does he play?
I think normally he goes out to left, but he has more games at first base. So,
right.
But here's the thing, and like I get flack for this guy too for my lists. He played 900 something games left, 700 something games in right, and 1,000 games at first base, and 300 something games at center field. He played 4 different positions.
Yes. Now I'll give you the story about Stan Musial in 1963. He opted to retire in 1963 because, and this is the reason he gave on national TV. One of the ball players that was on the St. Louis Cardinals, and he never mentioned his name, asked him if he could date his daughter. And Stan said, it's time for me to hang him up. It's time for me to hang him up. Stan the man Musial, and I'll tell you this, never any controversy about that guy. He was the epitome, and he is Mr. Cardinal.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Outstanding dude.
Love Stan the man. And now we're going to get to the last player of the day. Why is he so low? Why can't he be higher? Maybe the greatest switch hitter of all time.
This is one of my personal favorites, Mickey Mantle.
Number 7.
Number 13.
His old number 7.
I know.
He wore number 7.
We can't confuse the audience now, okay?
No, we can't. He's player number 13, the Mick.
Yeah, but Mickey's peak from 1955 to 1961 is just off the charts.
Yeah.
Like, he became who he was supposed to be in the mid-50s. His first few seasons with the Yankees, even though, like, people gripe, like, hearing these historical complaints of Mickey Mantle's, struggles at the gate. His second year, when he was 20 years old, he had a 6.3 WAR season.
Playing center field.
Right.
For the New York Yankees.
This guy was a super stud from the get-go.
From 19 years old, I believe, at that time. 19
in 1951. This guy also won for his first 3 years, won the World Series. The first 3 years he's in the league.
I believe he has 9 rings. 9 World Series rings, second most. He does hold the record for the most World Series home runs.
Yeah. And he played hurt his entire career.
He did. And he got hurt because Jolton Joe called him off of a fly ball and he stepped in a drain.
Allegedly.
That's the story.
Allegedly.
And here's a guy, and he, the legend says, and Johnny Bench will say it today, that Mickey Mantle is responsible for Johnny Bench being a Major League Baseball player. Because he said to his dad early, Johnny Bench said to his dad, nobody from Oklahoma can play baseball at the pro level. And his dad said Mickey Mantle did. And so Johnny Bench took that to heart and, became Johnny Bench. That's going to do it for this time, man. That was a power pack dozen right there. I don't think we've had a holy cow, and a lot of controversy
That was-
going into that. But
That's intense. That's intense.
that was some serious dozen
Who
right
do you,
here.
who do you
And
take? Who do you take? Do you take Shohei, or do you take Lou Gehrig?
or do you take Albert? Or do you take Mickey Mantle? Or do you take Stan? I take them all, man. I
Or
want
do you
that.
take Cy Young or Greg Maddux or
There's my team.
Christy Matheson?
What a great dozen that was. Guys, thank you for tuning in this time. Like and subscribe. We sure would appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. And remember,
The dice are nice.
well, I got to say this before we do that.
Oh man,
The next time is the finals. We go into the ninth inning. Can you pull out a save? Can you pull out a save in the ninth
what does
inning?
that even mean?
I don't know, but it sure sounds good, doesn't it?
Okay.
Tune in next time because the dice are nice, but
The spin is in. See you guys.
thanks for tuning in.